The razor was 1 inch from his throat, 1 inch from the carotid artery, 1 inch from death. Bumpy Johnson's eyes were closed, face covered in shaving cream, completely vulnerable. And the barber's hand was shaking because the Italian mob had just offered him $25,000 to finish the job. But then Bumpy opened his eyes, looked at the mirror, and said 3 words that made the barber drop the razor. Go ahead. Try. April 14th, 1953. A Tuesday morning in Harlem. The day that proved something most people didn't understand about Bumpy Johnson. He didn't survive by being lucky. He survived by being 3 steps ahead of everyone trying to kill him. To understand what happened in that barber shop, you need to understand the routine. Every Tuesday morning at 9 a.m., Bumpy Johnson walked into Russo's barber shop on 125th Street. Same chair, same barber, Vincent Russo. A quiet Italian man who'd been cutting Bumpy's hair for 8 years. Vincent was good at his job, clean cuts, steady hands, and most importantly, he knew when to talk and when to stay silent. In Harlem, a barber who kept his mouth shut was worth more than gold. The routine never changed. Bumpy would arrive exactly at 9 a.m. Vincent would have the chair ready, hot towel warming, straight razor sharpened. 30 minutes later, Bumpy would walk out looking sharp, leave a generous tip, and disappear into the Harlem streets. 8 years, every Tuesday. No problems. Until March 23rd, 1953, 3 weeks before the razor incident. That's when 2 men in expensive suits walked into Russo's barbershop after hours. They weren't there for a haircut. One of them was Anthony Tony Provenzano, a captain in the Genovese crime family. The other was his enforcer, a man known only as the Butcher. Vincent was sweeping the floor when they entered. He froze. Nobody just walked into your shop after closing time unless they wanted something. And when mobsters wanted something, saying no wasn't an option. Tony Pro sat in Bumpy's chair. The message was clear. Vincent, you've been doing good work here. Real good work. We respect that. Vincent nodded, didn't speak. But we need you to do something for us. Something important. Tony Pro leaned back, gestured to the Butcher, who placed a leather briefcase on the counter. Bumpy Johnson comes here every Tuesday, right? Vincent's stomach dropped. Yes. Next time he comes, we need you to make sure he doesn't leave. Tony Pro opened the briefcase. Inside were neat stacks of $100 bills. $25,000. All yours. One quick cut. Nobody will ever know. Vincent stared at the money. $25,000 was more than he'd make in 5 years. He could pay off his debts, move his family out of the city, start over somewhere safe. But this was Bumpy Johnson, the man who'd protected his shop from extortion, the man who'd helped his sister when she got sick, the man who'd never once disrespected him. I don't know if I can do that, Vincent whispered. The Butcher stepped forward, cracked his knuckles. Let me explain something to you, Vincent. You got 2 choices. You take this money and do the job, or you don't, and we make sure your wife and kids pay for your mistake, your call. Vincent looked at the money, looked at the Butcher's cold eyes. He thought about his family, about survival, about having no choice at all. Okay, Vincent said quietly. I'll do it. Tony Pro smiled. Smart man, next Tuesday. Make it look like an accident. Shaving cut gone wrong. It happens. He stood up, straightened his suit. The money will be delivered Monday night. Do the job Tuesday morning. By noon, you and your family are on a train to Chicago. New life, new name. We take care of everything. They left. The door closed. And Vincent Russo stood in his empty shop, staring at his hands, knowing he'd just agreed to murder the one man in Harlem who'd ever treated him with respect. What Vincent didn't know was that Bumpy Johnson already knew everything, because the shoeshine boy across the street, a kid named Marcus, worked for Bumpy. And Marcus had watched 2 well-dressed Italians enter Russo's barbershop after hours. He'd written down the license plate of their car. He'd reported it to Bumpy's people within an hour. By the next morning, Bumpy knew exactly who'd visited Vincent, and he knew why. Most men would have killed Vincent immediately, sent a message, made an example. But Bumpy Johnson wasn't most men. He saw an opportunity, a chance to send a different kind of message. Over the next 3 weeks, Bumpy kept his Tuesday routine. Same time, same chair, same barber. But now he was watching Vincent carefully, studying him, testing him. He noticed the way Vincent's hands trembled slightly when applying the hot towel, the way he avoided eye contact in the mirror, the way he took longer than usual to sharpen the straight razor, as if building courage. Bumpy said nothing, just sat there, patient, waiting. Monday, April 13th, the night before the scheduled hit, Vincent received a package at his shop. Inside was the $25,000, along with a note, "Tomorrow, don't fail us." Vincent didn't sleep that night. He sat in his kitchen, staring at the money, thinking about his wife sleeping upstairs, his 2 kids in their beds. He thought about Bumpy Johnson, about loyalty, about survival. By morning, he'd made his decision. The money was too much. His family's safety was too important. He would do it. April 14th, 1953, 9 a.m. Bumpy Johnson walked into Russo's barbershop exactly on time. Vincent's hands were already shaking. "Morning, Vincent," Bumpy said, removing his hat. "Morning, Mr. Johnson." Vincent's voice cracked slightly. Bumpy sat in the chair. Vincent prepared the hot towel, his movements mechanical, rehearsed. He placed the towel over Bumpy's face, covering his eyes, his nose, leaving only his mouth exposed. This was the moment. Bumpy was blind, vulnerable, trusting. Vincent picked up the straight razor. His hand trembled as he opened the blade. The steel caught the morning light. Sharp, deadly. One quick motion across the throat, and it would be over. He positioned himself behind Bumpy, raised the razor. Bumpy's neck was exposed, the carotid artery visible beneath the skin. Vincent took a breath, moved the razor closer, 1 inch from Bumpy's throat, 1 inch from death. His hand was shaking so badly now, he could barely hold the blade steady. Sweat dripped down his face. His heart pounded in his chest. "Do it! Just do it! 1 cut! Save your family!" The razor moved closer, 1/2 inch now. That's when Bumpy's eyes opened beneath the hot towel. And even though Vincent couldn't see them, he felt them, watching, knowing. Bumpy reached up slowly, removed the hot towel from his face. His eyes locked onto Vincent's reflection in the mirror. Not angry, not afraid, just calm, knowing. "Go ahead," Bumpy said quietly. "Try." Vincent froze. The razor was still raised, still close to Bumpy's throat. But now Bumpy was looking right at him, right through him. "You think I didn't know?" Bumpy continued, his voice steady. "You think I didn't know the moment Tony Pro walked into your shop 3 weeks ago?" Vincent's hand started shaking worse. The razor slipped slightly in his grip. "I knew, Vincent. I've known for 3 weeks. Every Tuesday I came here, I knew you were supposed to kill me, and I came anyway." "Why?" Vincent whispered, tears forming in his eyes. "Why would you do that?" Bumpy turned in the chair, facing Vincent directly now. "Because I wanted to give you a choice. Not the choice Tony Pro gave you. A real choice." He stood up slowly. Vincent stepped back, still holding the razor. "Tony Pro told you to kill me, or he'd hurt your family, right?" Bumpy asked. Vincent nodded, couldn't speak. "Here's what he didn't tell you. If you killed me, he was going to kill you anyway. Can't leave witnesses, Vincent. You'd be dead within 24 hours. Your family would get nothing." Vincent's face went pale. The razor dropped from his hand, clattered on the floor. "But here's your real choice," Bumpy said, his voice softer now. "You can pick up that razor, try to kill me, and see what happens. Or you can tell me where the money is, give it back to Tony Pro, and I'll make sure your family is protected, really protected." "They'll kill me," Vincent whispered. "If I don't do it, they'll kill me and my family." "No," Bumpy said. "They'll try, but they'll have to go through me first. And nobody goes through me, Vincent. You should know that by now." Vincent collapsed into the chair, put his face in his hands. "I'm sorry. God, I'm so sorry, Mr. Johnson. I didn't want to do it. They threatened my kids, my wife. I didn't know what else to do." Bumpy placed a hand on Vincent's shoulder. "I know. That's why you're still breathing. But now you need to decide. Are you with them or are you with me?" Vincent looked up, tears streaming down his face. "You. I'm with you. I've always been with you. Bumpy nodded. Good. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to call Tony Pro right now. Tell him the job is done. Tell him Bumpy Johnson had an accident during his shave. Tell him I'm dead. Vincent's eyes went wide. But do it. Make it convincing. 10 minutes later, Vincent made the call. His voice shaking, he told Tony Pro that Bumpy Johnson had bled out in the barber chair, that it was over, that he wanted his family picked up immediately. Tony Pro sounded pleased. Good work, Vincent. We'll have a car at your shop in 2 hours. Pack light. The call ended. Vincent looked at Bumpy, terrified. What now? Bumpy smiled. Now we wait. 2 hours later, a black Cadillac pulled up outside Russo's barber shop. The butcher stepped out, walked to the door, knocked 3 times. Vincent opened it, pale and shaking. The butcher walked in, looked around. Where's the body? In the back room, Vincent said quietly. I didn't know what to do with it. The butcher walked toward the back room, pushed the door open. The room was empty, except for Bumpy Johnson, sitting in a chair, very much alive, with 5 armed men standing behind him. The butcher reached for his gun, but it was too late. Bumpy's men had him on the floor in seconds, disarmed, hands zip-tied behind his back. Bumpy stood up, walked over, looked down at the butcher. You came to collect a body. Congratulations. You're leaving as one. He turned to Vincent. Get your family, pack what you need. You're moving to a safe house in Sugar Hill. My people will protect you. Tony Pro won't touch you. Vincent couldn't speak, just nodded, tears of relief streaming down his face. Bumpy looked back at the butcher. Tell Tony Pro I said thank you. Thank you for showing me who I can trust and who I can't. And tell him if he ever threatens a civilian in Harlem again, I won't be this polite. The butcher was dragged out, thrown in the trunk of his own car, and sent back to the Genovese family with Bumpy's message written on his forehead in permanent marker. Harlem is off limits. Tony Pro never sent another hit squad to Harlem. Vincent Russo moved his family to a nice house in Sugar Hill, kept cutting hair, and never spoke about that Tuesday morning again. And Bumpy Johnson? He went back to his routine. Every Tuesday at 9 a.m., same chair, same barber, because that's what kings do. They don't run from threats. They turn them into loyalty. April 14th, 1953. The day a barber's razor stopped 1 inch from Bumpy Johnson's throat. And the day Bumpy proved that the most dangerous weapon isn't a blade. It's knowing when to show mercy and when to show power. If this story moved you, smash that subscribe button. Drop a like if you understand that real strength isn't about violence, it's about control. Share this with someone who needs to hear that loyalty is earned, not bought. What would you have done in Vincent's position? Let me know in the comments. More legendary Bumpy Johnson stories coming next. Don't miss them.